もう死んでいる。何？
Hey, John Rowe.
The topic of the
We do a
podcast
podcast.
together,
We
and
should do a
honestly, I'm
podcast.
excited.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Hey, John. Hey, John Rowe. We should do a podcast.
The topic of the podcast together, and honestly, I'm excited.
G'day, dorks, and welcome into Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video games. I'm your host, Philip, and the dork joining me, it's the triumphant return of the cartoon cunt himself. How are you, Tayo?
Yeah, better than I've been. You know, pretty good today.
That's good. It's a good day. I feel like today was aggressively average for me.
Aggressively average.
Aggressively average.
Nice.
I actually don't think I remember anything happening in the last 8 hours, which is a fucking sad indictment of my life. But anywho, how you been apart from? Well, actually, what I want to kick this off is a segment we always think of doing but never actually do. What's been getting it for you lately, buddy?
Fuck. What has been getting it lately for me? There's a series I'd been really watching, not animated or anything. I'm really watching, whatever that sentence was. This is I've really been enjoying. I just finished
There we
it.
go.
I'm about to watch it again. It's called Mr. In-Between. It's on Binge.
Is that the Australian series based off like an old Australian movie?
It's like, I don't know what it's based off, but it's Australian, like, crime comedy drama. Like, friend of the show, Odin, recommended it to me.
Mr. In Between. I'll have to check it out.
It's fucking good. Yeah, it's really well done.
Man, there's so few good Australian shows out there too. Like, honestly.
Yeah, this
Apart
one,
from fucking like reality TV, we don't do anything else really well.
well, but when we do a good job of making stuff. But yeah, like Kath and Kim. Like
Hey,
that-
Kath and Kim.
yeah, well, same, but like it's critically acclaimed and well loved.
Just like I had a conversation with someone at work today where they were asking if I was a big fan of Angry Boys and We Can Be Heroes, the Chris Lilly. I was like, yeah, man, I just don't. And she's like, how could you not like it? It's it's as Australian as Vegemite. I'm like, I fucking hate it. It's so bad.
Yeah, I hate Vegemite, so
Yeah, me
and cricket.
I'm not a big fan.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I fucking hate cricket. But anywho, we are here. Actually, is there anything that's been getting it for me?
I'm just trying to think.
Oh, I've burnt through the first season and a half of Tokyo Ghoul on a rewatch. Have
Oh,
you
yeah,
ever
sick.
sat down and watched Tokyo Ghoul?
No, I've not.
I think it's up your alley. It's really grim and like bloody, but it plays this nice balance between like the protagonist is trying to find a balance in the world between, you know, humans and ghouls, and if a species that sole existence is determined by consuming another species, if those two could ever have, you know, homeostasis.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Ghouls are my big interest.
Ghouls.
Yeah, you know, little green ghouls. It's an Always Sunny line.
Again, I've never watched.
You haven't watched It's Always
Nah.
Sunny? Oh my god! Oh, that's something else that's been getting it for me. As I rewatched It's Always Sunny lately, I've been binging some of that. It's Always Sunny is so fucking good.
Man, friend of the show, Callum, recommended Always Sunny to me like, I don't know, like 4 years
Odin
ago.
loves it too. He got
Yeah.
me onto it.
And I watched the first season, like all of the first season. I was like, this is the worst thing I've
Oh
ever
my
experienced.
god! You need to start. Season 2 is where Danny DeVito gets introduced. It's like season 2 is where it starts for most people. Season 1 doesn't have Danny DeVito in it. Season 2 is where Danny DeVito joins the gang and it steps up to a
Do
whole
they
nother level.
get rid of any of the characters?
No, that's the point. The point is that they're like the characters are like god awful people. That is the whole point, is to watch it and be like, oh my god, fuck these guys. Danny DeVito, it's like his best performance ever, man. Like you gotta watch
no.
season 2.
Junior's a pretty good movie. I don't know about that. Yeah, I suppose I will get into. I suppose I'll give it another chance.
Watch
But yeah,
season 2.
I've been strictly anime for a long time now, and I've got to branch out a bit. I got to spread my wings and fucking.
Watched a couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen recently. yeah. But I can't watch it because I'm watching it with a friend. So
Yeah, okay. That's the movie comes out for Australia. It comes out on Thursday, and for the rest of the world, I think it came out like 2 days ago.
yeah, true.
I'm so fucking excited. Man, Jujutsu Kaisen fucking sucks me off on a regular basis. I fucking love that series.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. Also watching it in English as well too. Like,
Yeah, it's one of... Well, I enjoy English dub for a lot of anime, but Jujutsu Kaisen English
We
dub
know.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of the best dubs maybe ever made.
but yeah.
Um,
Well, that's good to know.
yeah, I
The
think...
voice actors aren't fucking grating like One Piece or Naruto, so like,
Yeah. They did good casting when it comes to the voice actors. I think it's the best I can think of, like current anime when it comes to English dub. Mushoku Tensei had a really good English dub too. And that's another really good series, but you'll never watch it because it's like an isekai, and it's like
that's dating crap.
isekai is like Sword Art Online,
Oh.
but yeah. Yeah.
Not gonna watch that.
Yeah, I know. But speaking of something that you will watch.
That you won't.
Oh, I was going to talk about the other thing.
Oh, okay.
Attack on Titan.
Oh my fucking god! Attack on Titan. Oh my god.
So we thought we'd do an Attack on Titan episode just before the final episode gets released in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's getting so close, man.
I'm at this point, I'm 98% positive that within 3 or 4 days from this episode being released, we'll get an announcement saying that the conclusion of Attack on Titan will be summed up in a movie released to theaters later this year.
Yeah.
Just because I've read the manga and I know where the point they're at now and how much they need to get through in, X amount of episodes, they can't do it unless the last episode is just like a slideshow
Yeah.
of like things that happen.
Well, Attack on Titan has done that, I've heard, with the whole, like when Levi and his team are chasing down the female Titan and they all just get fucked up. Like apparently and then the whole thing with like Kenny the Ripper and all of that was all like really shortened down apparently.
Yeah, the Kenny the Ripper arc and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a weird bit. It's not weird, but like in the manga, there's this whole really slow arc where it's just a lot of political power talking and stuff like that, and like backstory and exposition drop, and they sped it up exponentially in the anime. I think to the benefit of the anime.
Yeah,
because
true.
like as a manga reader, I enjoy it, but also there was just like words per page
As a
were
big
fucking.
brained manga reader.
I just fucking. I don't read that much manga.
Anime. Yeah, I know. It's like, you saying that and it's like, no, Josh, John, like they're fucking manga readers.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a bit fucking wordy
Because
for
I
me.
seen in our group chat, you and John were discussing how the final chapter of the manga has been edited.
Yeah, he mentioned that, and look, they released because it finished on 130, like chapter 139, and then a month ago, the author released a bonus chapter 139.5, which was like 20 panels. Like it wasn't even like a full chapter. It was like 20 panels that were like supposedly, how he wanted to initially finish the series, but due to page restrictions, he couldn't fit it in.
True.
At the time, so he released it. But John mentioned that the actual chapter itself, like the chapter 139, got edited. Like there was some dialogue changes, and it wasn't that fresh in my mind that I could pick up on any dialogue changes.
Okay.
So I reread it.
Yeah. But nothing substantial different in that, just the additional 0.5.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which like without spoilers, it adds a lot. Like it adds a lot to lore and to the world and to the ending and to how like he wants to tie the whole story together, but also adds fucking nothing.
Yeah. And you and John had a bit of a debate on what you think it meant as well too. With John being like, 100% he's going to, it's setting up for a second series, for like a sequel series in the future or whatever it is. He was certain of that, and you were trying to say that you just thought it was a better ending.
Yeah, I think, again, because I don't want to spoil it for you, because the endings, I think, endings...
You and John didn't give a fuck when you discussed it in the group chat.
I was being very careful not to say anything.
And it was just you two too. It's like, fuck off in the private chat then, you dickheads.
Without spoiling anything, I think I don't think there'll be a spin-off. Like, hands
fucking
down,
hope
I don't
not.
think there'll be a spin-off because I think there's nothing to gain from, like, a narrative point of view for spinning off this story. And if
Yeah.
you want more Attack on Titan content, there's already a whole nother series of books released, you know, the Before the Fall series, which is which takes place, you know, ages in the past of Paradise Island and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So there's that series that you could go back and do, or even animate that one.
Yeah.
Continuing the story past the ending in the manga and the ending in the anime soon, I feel just kind of it just muddies the water. It just dilutes the thing. It's, you know.
Yeah, and I don't know, it sucks when when people get hungry and then they just start pumping out content that's like not as good. It's like if he's got this fucking story set out and the story ends, it's like let the story end.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do something in parallel to it or
just
something.
pick
rather
it,
than,
do another project.
Yeah, rather than like re-drag out this whole sort of thing. Like,
And I'm assuming the author is pretty happy with, or is probably done with this. I mean,
yeah.
well, especially like I think about this whenever I read or consume One Piece, and I think about Oda, the creator of that. I'm like, this is all you've probably thought about, done. This has consumed your entire life for the past 20 years.
Yeah,
and
plus.
you want to keep going for like another 10. I'm like, surely you must hate this by now.
Yeah, I know, especially because fuck One Piece.
Hey man, I've been
Luffy's
watching
a dick.
fucking so much One Piece, and One Piece is it's
It's
fucking
just-
annoying how good it is because yeah, like I can understand why people don't like it. Like my wife can't stand One Piece, and I understand it, but also it's unobjective. Like it's just that good. Like it's as good as everyone's saying it is, which
sound
is
like
so
Summer.
annoying. It's so annoying for something to be as hyped as it is, but also it is as good as the hype. I know.
Luffy's like a fucking, like so many Goku character tropes re-put back into, like he's Goku 2.0, man. He's got the same fucking personality. He's literally how is he different to Goku?
He's less happy. He's less jovial. Goku is very jovial. Luffy is very, although he is like comical and silly.
I haven't seen much past the time skip, so I don't know what he's like.
Yeah.
now.
Post time, like pre-time skip, you're hammer on. You fucking nailed the hammer. I've just said neither of those right. You've
Hammer on, nailed the hammer. Yep. I fucking nailed that hammer, man. It's like, oh, senpai.
you hit the nail on the head.
Of the penis.
Yes. The micro penis.
A horse's micro penis.
I mean, statistically, there are horses out there that have micro penis, and I find that interesting because when I say I'm hung like a horse, I'm technically correct. Anywho, moving on.
How do you say statistically?
Statistically.
And you didn't.
Statistically.
Statistically.
Oh, well, I can't pronounce words sometimes.
Yeah, coming from me.
Yeah.
It's like I can't even spell. Practically illiterate.
It's all good. But yeah, back on to Attack on Titan. Now, you're one episode behind as of time recording,
Yeah.
but how are you feeling about season 4 in general?
Oh, it's fucking good. Well, especially part 2 of season 4. Like, I do get the shits with, again, everyone's going to be sick of me always talking about like CG and hand-drawn things coming together. But it's like I have an eye for that. And season 4, the first part, I hated the CG Titans. Like, it was distracting for me.
Especially-
watching those battle. Like,
Especially the when the Warhammer Titan and Eren and all that.
Yeah.
I found that for me, I was just like, nah.
yeah,
done.
me too. I was like, this is so like messy and fucking like I didn't like that so much. But then we got like the second part of season 4, and then they've changed the animation thing, and they've done like second and third passes over the top of the CG Titans, which makes them look nicer again. Like I think it's less jarring because they always had it. Like you'd see the big CG arm of the Colossal Titan.
The
And
Colossal
stuff like
Titan
that.
always
like,
looked wonky. Because
Yeah.
I think just because scale and scope of it made it just look wonky in general.
Yeah,
And like the King Fritz's big one, that
Yeah.
looked fucked. Like that just looked awful.
it's fucking great at its face all the way
so
down.
good.
That was so epic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
the memes coming out of this are like
Oh,
quality at the moment.
The facial expressions they've decided to put on some of the characters, like Yolanda's face in like one of the first episodes of the second part, where she's like looking over and her eyes go all buggy. It's the best face I've ever seen in anime. I fucking love it. I want it tattooed on my face.
When a fucking world is breaking down.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
oh my god, I done been played.
that whole kind of twist on the what do they call themselves? The volunteers.
Yeah.
And the Jaegerists and how all that kind of switched when Aaron did his old fucking
They
big
really
old dirty
missed,
chick.
Opportunity to call them the Jägermeisters rather than the Jaegerists.
Oh my god! If they had have done that, I think I would have stopped watching. I think I would just be like, "Nah,
We
done."
are the Jägermeisters.
Oh god! But yeah, I've really enjoyed season 4. I think I've enjoyed season 4 more than I've enjoyed any other season.
Yeah.
And especially this part of it. And can we just give like a moment to appreciate the opening to this season? I mean, this is the most epic OP. It's the most epic OP.
Especially
ever.
coming from like us. We were hardcore kids,
Yeah.
like back in the day. Like all of John, Josh, Callum, all of us basically were like into hardcore music back in like the fucking, I don't know, late noughties, early 2010s.
Yeah.
So this was just like
It's
reminds me of
so perfect.
getting punched in the mouth at the Parkway Drive concert.
Man, I think since that since that opening came out, I've listened to it about once a day. It's so good.
Yeah, so fucking good.
And it's like it actually fits the vibe of this season, because
Like-
especially this half of this season, because everything has just gone from like for season 1, 2, and 3, and even the start of part 4,
Yeah.
it was like steady kind of climb, building, and then season 4, it just feels like it's just fucking shot up into the stratosphere.
Yeah, which is like fucking crazy because it started at 11.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Yeah, like the first episode is like, oh, that kid's mum just got fucking munched.
And then like 3 episodes later, you're like, oh, the main character just died.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always been hackers, but now it's even like fucking hackers on hackers.
Yeah. Oh, man. When like Eren gets decapitated.
Oh my God.
Holy fuck, man.
So
Like,
good.
Raw. It's just so awesome this season. And just seeing like Eren's like descent and this whole like, and I love how from him being like the main character that we followed, he's got a real like Sasuke-esque type like what the fuck's he doing vibe in this season, where it's like it's more focused on everyone but Eren rather than Eren. So you're not exactly sure what's going on in his mind a lot of the time. And because he's like, yeah, I fucking lied to you, Zeke. Like, yeah, like I lied to you. No, I'm actually doing this. This whole like, it's really keeping you on your toes. I definitely like him a lot less now.
I think it's hard to like anyone who's committing genocide.
Yeah, good point.
You can't defend that point, but like,
I was going to make some jokes, but I won't.
no. I mean, Hitler wasn't that bad. His painting was pretty good.
Pol Pot, you know, like that.
The trains did run on time.
I don't like people with glasses either.
I always thought those Jews were up to something. Fuck. Anywho.
Uyghurs, who are they?
Oh my God, this is. What's that thing that had painted above the sign of Auschwitz? Was it your work will set you free or something like that? I feel like what we're doing right now is condemning us to hell. Like it's the opposite of setting us free.
Hell's cool. Buddha and Gandhi are down in hell, so like,
Yeah, that's
It's
fine.
a pretty chill place. I reckon.
Yeah, I'll probably enjoy my time there.
It's full of pedos up in heaven. So
Oh yeah, Catholic. Fuck.
yeah, you just got to say sorry, and you can go back up there.
Yeah, that sucks.
But Attack on Titan, let's get off this.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about pedophiles now.
Timey kangaroo down.
Sport. Timey kangaroo. This is off the
any-
rails.
yeah.
Anywho, Attack on
Research
Titan.
Rolf Harris.
Now, don't research Rolf Harris. Now, you mentioned just before when Eren got his head shot off. He got his head shot off by a character who I hated so much at the start,
Yeah.
Gabby, but in the last like 3 or 4 episodes, I'm like fucking Gabby all day.
She's definitely beginning that redemption. And then like this, what I've always said from the start is like, I don't know if these creators and writers have been in war, but it fucking seems like it, man. Just like people being so in shock, like in that couple in the first season when he dies and she's like that tall dude, like he's
Yeah.
then just people just being like totally fucked in the face of all of this sort of stuff, and like being indoctrinated into a certain ideology, especially around your race and your ethnicity, and you being oppressed people and feeling like, oh, I can be an honorary citizen of this great country. Like this sort of brainwashing, I think, is really well done in the Young Warriors, and then that really gives you a look into Berthold and Annie and Reiner's motivation, like early on, because you get to see like I was the same. I fucking hated Gabby because she killed Sasha, and like
the killing Potato Girl is like the quickest way to fucking get the most hated character.
It's like she was like it was her and Coney who were like good and wholesome, and I couldn't like.
I've always had a soft spot for Gene. Like, I love him.
I fucking hate Gene.
Oh, you cannot hate Gene in this season. Gene is fucking. Gene is like running for MVP. It's between him and fucking like Connie's not even MVP anymore. He's done some fucking.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. It's like Coney and fucking Sasha were like my wholesome little beacons, and now Coney's a dick. Like that whole thing. Oh, that was so powerful.
So we're talking about when Connie took Falco to his mum to feed him to his mum to turn his mum back into a human. We have, that whole scene between Armin and Connie, and it's just like it's so powerful. Yeah, and like
yeah, I don't know. I've just always called him Coney because Japanese, but obviously it's Connie.
It's Connie.
Jan.
But that scene where Armin jumps into the mouth and Connie just like it's fucking
it's so fucking good, that whole scene. And that's the thing, I've always liked Armin. I always thought Armin was set up to be like the actual hero.
Yeah.
And just the way he deals with feeling inadequate because
it's just like imposter syndrome.
Yeah, because
it's the most relatable feeling to anyone in our generation, I feel like. Like, I feel like we're a generation like strapped with imposter syndrome, and watching Armin go through it is just like, sometimes it's even too real for me. I'm like, okay, calm down. I don't need to feel this much watching a show.
Yeah, it's pretty epic. It's fucking so like it's watching a master chess game, really. Like, sure, all of the moves might have been planned out, but you're watching some sick strategy go down and some sick counterplays and all of that sort of stuff. It's fucking awesome, man. It's such a good series. Like, I've loved it from day dot, man, and it's like been a 9-year journey, I think, now.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy.
I think it was like 9 years from Annie, like the female Titan transformation.
Jesus, she was in Crystal for so long.
Because that's the thing. It's like, I remember finishing this when it came out, because I was watching it as it came out from season 1. I was so fucking hyped. And then it ended, and it's like, oh shit, Annie in this fucking diamond thing. Oh fuck, I have to wait 4 years or whatever ridiculous amount it was.
And the other like foreshadowing, I suppose you could call it, that happens in that season. That season ends with a bit of the wall crumbling away and you seeing a Titan face in the wall, and like how important is that now?
Yeah,
like that literally, that's just like, that is essentially just being like, the rumbling's coming. Like that's what it is, and it's like fucking insane to think that was like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, it's so crazy, and that's like, I was waiting for Annie, and it's like, okay, season 2, yep, somewhere in here we're gonna get some Annie. I was over in Nepal watching it, downloading it, like watching it, the episode like every day until the next one came out. And then season 2 finished, and I was like, oh, what? Where's Annie?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, season 3. And then season 3 was happening, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, no, I've been waiting for this for years. Like, and then, okay, season 4, part 1, it gets finished. And I was like, did they just forget that Annie existed? Like, what the hell happened? And then this whole fight with Reiner and this hardening and undoing and like all of this sort of crazy shit going down with Zeke and Reiner and Eren, and then boom, the end of that episode, and there's Annie. And it's like, oh my fucking God, man. So fucking hype. Like, it's so well written that, yeah, like it put the hooks in from the first episode and there was no way I was going to
Yeah.
dip out.
I don't know how anyone could possibly sit down and watch 2 episodes of Attack on Titan and be like, okay, I can leave it there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I normally give people 3 episodes, especially with like anime and slow starts and stuff like Game of Thrones and shit like that. It's like, if you're in it on the first episode, then you're a fucking massive nerd. It's like, you got to
I
wait
was
then
in Game of Thrones on the first episode.
Yeah, same, but I'm a massive
Yeah.
nerd. So like, yeah, but like most people, and that's sort of like when I try and introduce people to a series, I'm like, oh, give it 3 episodes, give it 3. With Attack on Titan, I just say the 1.
Yeah,
it's
just
like, if you're not into it after this first season, then we can't be friends.
Yeah, it's
Go away.
because it's like it's not even like that phrase gets thrown away like, oh, Attack on Titan's the gold standard for anime. Like, it's not. It's the gold standard for entertainment,
for storytelling, man.
for plot, for character development, for
that
foreshadowing.
It still fucks me up. That's crazy coming from a One Piece stan saying that, because the foreshadowing in One Piece apparently is.
Oh, mate,
legendary, but-
I don't know what the fuck happened in the One Piece manga this week, but every fucking anime YouTuber I have that is on YouTube, like, posted a video this week, like, Oda's foreshadowing the best ever happened, and then just, like, some weird cryptic fucking picture.
Yeah.
Can't think of the clickbaity kind of YouTube fucking screen thing.
Thumbnail.
Fucking hell, thumbnail. Like, everyone's done it. So something happened in the One Piece manga this fucking last 2 weeks that has blown the world fucking asunder, and
Yeah.
I have no idea what it
And
is.
apparently Oda's great at foreshadowing, but Attack on Titan, man, that fucking foreshadowing, and even Mikasa, like the Aquaman thing, and so much of this, like, but just that in that first episode where Aaron's mum tells them to run away,
Yeah.
is one of the most heart wrenching things. Like, I was blasted out of my mind when I first watched it, so I was like really getting into it. I was like, oh my God, man, that's so epic.
I can't think of a worse show to watch high.
And especially it was like the first episode, man. I'm like,
my
oh my God. And I was like heart wrenching. I was like, no, but if my mum said that, I'd say this. And then boom, Aaron's like, no, I'm not going. And then it's like, no, but then my mum would say this. And then like Aaron's mum says it. And then they're like running away. And then she like has to cover her mouth. And she's like, no, please don't go. And it's like, I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, it's
like, it's
fucking so good.
yeah, like it's so brutally like well done. Like I was saying, it's like people seeing their comrades fucked up, or like when I think it's in season 3 when they're trapped in and all the Titans are around. And it's like, oh, I have an idea, and he just gets the gun loaded and blows his fucking head off. It's
One
like,
of
yeah.
the best scenes in that fucking, I think it's season 2, but yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like, it's so
It's like, oh, I know what to
grim.
do. Blows his fucking head off.
So
And yeah, all of this, like, it just shows, like you're saying, like genocide and war and all of that. It's like, it's just fucked. And it's like these kids who were indoctrinated thinking that they're coming to kill these devils, and like they have this righteous cause and all of
yeah,
that sort of
they're
stuff.
repaying a blood debt from 10,000 years ago,
is
5,000 years
war
ago.
in general. It's like there's always like genocides. There's always people who want revenge for those genocides or just wrongdoings in general and stuff like that. And then leaders who will abuse that power and lie to people to fight these wars that aren't for the people. They're for the people in power, basically. So it's like, I think it's awesome. Like, it's really, really well done. And it's like, oh, look, the Titans are definitely the bad guys. But, you know, Reiner, and that's a good guy. Oh, Reiner's a Titan. He's a bad guy. Oh, is he a bad guy? Are they the bad guys? What
he's a
is
broken
good
guy.
and bad? And then it really starts to, it goes from this black and white humanity, like heroes of humanity, big monsters coming to kill them, to this whole big mishmash of like a much more realistic way of putting it, where it's like there's good and bad people on both sides. People have done shitty things on both sides. Like you may feel vindicated in your vengeance, but it's just going to beget more violence.
Yeah.
And that's fucking epic.
Yeah, like, I'm going to spoil one line from the episode that came out like this week, because I think it sums up so much of like what is good about or so much of what you just said, and like what the series is aiming for, when it's a conversation between Flock and someone else, and she questions Flock onto why he's happy about this plan, and she says, you haven't stopped anything. What you've done is you've just shrunk the world. People on this island are still going to kill each other. There's still going to be war and everything on this island. What you haven't killed off your enemies. You've just shrunk the world. You've condensed all that war and misery into like one specific place.
Was that Hanji?
No. I won't spoil it for you because it's really worth a watch. It's a fucking phenomenal episode.
That's so true. That's something I thought about. Like I've thought about a few times. It's like, what if Hitler won? What if Mao won? What if like someone took over the whole planet and everyone was like the same racial backgrounds, everyone looked the same, everyone spoke the same language, like we all had this connection. There would still be violence. Like,
of course,
I live in a tiny little village with like 200 people. The next village next door with like 400 people. We would rag the fuck out of each other all of the time because like they're from the creek and we're from the rail. And it's like this, you might be the same, but it's like they live on the next block or they go for this footy team or like whatever divisions are there, humans will find it. And like, that's so, it's like, doesn't matter if everyone became totally homogenized, we would find differences. And
we would.
That's the tribalism of humanity. Like it's, so it's so beautifully summed up in this like thoroughly entertaining anime. Like it's
never
funny,
fails
it's
to be
brutal,
entertaining.
It's awesome, but then it's also like got this pure deep message that's just fucking amazing. Like
100% agree. And like I think the best part about Attack on Titan is that it delivers this message. It delivers, it tells this narrative and it makes you feel these feelings while all the time never dropping the quality of how entertaining it is.
Yeah.
Like it's never heavy-handed. Well, it is heavy-handed, but it's never, it's never trying to push this agenda or this message onto you that, there is no good and bad. Everything's just a shade of grey.
Yeah.
It does this through an incredibly interesting narrative with incredibly interesting characters who all feel like they exist in a world where they would be who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone feels natural. Everyone feels like...
they're real characters.
Yeah,
they have
exactly.
real motivations. They don't seem to like just change because of the convenience of the storyline. Like any changes they have reasons and they're worked through. You get to watch that character change. It's not like, this episode, it might be more convenient for Gene to be like a coward, so we're just going to write him as a coward.
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that some storytellers do just for convenience. Like, we'll give out this character who doesn't have one of these traits this trait just cause story.
Yeah.
And
I think Gene's a great example of that too, because this, especially in this season, we've seen him, I'm calling it MVP of the season so far. He has this, and especially in the last couple of episodes we've seen, where he has spent time being like, I could have that life that I wanted, that life that I initially wanted, where I was
get that
cushy,
real estate in a ring,
drinking good liquor in the afternoon on a balcony, wife and kid inside having fun. Like I could have that. That is mine, but that would be against every decision his character has made from the start.
Yeah, which is cool because that's his main drive and motivation from the start. But then you see him like, I guess he does have a
he joined the
I guess
Scouts.
He does have this, and it's like, and he's just pushing and pushing and pushing constantly against this this trope of like, that's the way that you should be raised. It's like everyone should just want a cushy job in a wealthy area and just live relaxed. But like he has this drive and this want, and it's well done. It's really well done.
How did you feel about the, I'm gonna call it the most talked about scene so far of this series, with the Eren, Armand, and Mikasa conversation where I say Mikasa, where Eren dropped the bomb, being like, "You only like me because it's in your blood.
Yeah, because you're.
I hate you. You're nothing to me." And like did all that, and it's like, you can't even hurt me. Like I could say everything I want right now, and you can't even do that. How did you feel about that?
So rough.
It's fucking awful.
I know. It's like, Eren, no, please. Like, and again, I'm hoping that that was just for effect. He has some noble reason for saying that to Mikasa because she needed that motivation or whatever. I'm holding on for that. But yeah, I know it was so rough. And then that meme I showed you of that, we were looking at this meme, and it's like, oh, I don't care for Mikasa, and then someone's like, oh, do you think he really loves it? It's like, no, he doesn't care for her at all. He's like a sister.
Yeah. I've got...
You don't care about your sisters.
Yeah, no, I don't care about my sisters at all.
I was going to say name, but I do have 2, so I do.
I think technically I've got like 4, maybe 5. Anyway, my family history is fucking complicated. It's fucking ridiculous. Anywho, yeah, I found that whole scene, it was super confronting when I read it in the manga, because it was just like, well, it is really confronting. Like, it's hard. It's terrible to watch the breakdown.
I wanted to punch you.
Yeah, it's terrible to watch the breakdown of 3 people that were basically family. Like, it's an awful thing to watch a breakdown of that, or to read a breakdown of that. And then I was like, oh, it won't hit as hard in the anime because nothing ever hits as hard the second time. You know what I mean? And then I watched it, and I was just like, I had a pit in my stomach the whole time. I'm like, you don't believe any word you're saying. This is so hurtful to everyone around you. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, you're the same with me, sitting there like, la, 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 no, you didn't mean it, you didn't say it, no.
Yeah, just like immediately just been like, you don't mean that, come on. I found so many moments in this series, like in this season, that have been as impactful as they were the first time or more impactful. In particular, the Eren Zeke conversation with Ymir and everything like that.
Yeah, in that spirit time world thing.
Yeah, that series where they're like stitching together the pieces of the the Jaeger storyline through his dad, through how the wall came down and how he took the attack, how he took the founding titan and all that stuff. Yeah. And how Eren was influencing, and the twist where Zeke is the one who's in control, but then it twists. And that shift happens so slightly, like it's little by little, and by the time you realize the twist, you're already 10 feet in, like you're already so deep into the twist that there's no getting back out. And it's the expression on Zeke's face when he realizes that he is the one who's trapped and it's not Eren, and that it's all
it's like a chain play.
Yeah.
It's like, well, here's my trap card. Yeah, well, here's my trap card. Boom, counter trap.
It's fucking...
it's like, it does that little jump backwards and forwards, like...
And Zeke was like my favorite character I've loved Zeke for a long time. I think he is one of the best characters in Attack on Titan. Him shirtless is my phone background, and it's been that background for a long time. I think Zeke is fucking ultimate daddy. I love him, and seeing him.
Zeke or Alucard?
Hold up, I just got a boner. Alucard. Oh, Zeke. No, Alucard. Zeke.
Alucard's like got that oddness to him. I mean, Zeke's got that oddness to him where Alucard's just straight up twink. Like, because Zeke's, is a bit more...
Alucard will be gentle, but I feel like Zeke would hug me a lot more after.
Oh, fuck.
You're basically just asking if I want a bear or a twink.
Otter.
It's tough.
I think he's more of an otter than a bear.
Depends if he's transformed or not. Anyway.
Not even... They don't have genitals. Titans don't have genitals.
I know. It's wild.
Just a big flopping dick.
Could you imagine how much more confronting Titans would be if they had genitals?
Oh, yeah, I know. It would
terrifying.
Be so much worse. Men that... Like the abnormals running around with their knees knocking and their dicks swinging.
That was something I was really glad we got back this season. It was insane looking Titans, because especially when Zeke did his scream, and everyone who had drank the tainted wine turned, and the whole fucking city just got infested with Titans. There was some real great fucking shit looking Titans in there, just with dorky ass expressions and just fucking scrambling into buildings and shit like that. Especially the little Titan that went after Gabby's mate. Yeah. And Gabby did like the fucking running sniper shot, like a fucking Black Ops 2 montage from 2009, like 360 no scope this son bitch. It's so cool.
Yeah, MW2 fucking bop. Fuck.
Yeah, I was really glad we got back into like Crazy Titans.
Yeah, because that was that was part that made it so unsettling, was like they didn't look like, it's the whole like clown thing. It's like they were more uncanny than straight up terrifying, but that has a more visceral, a deeper reaction. I think, being like, yeah, they were all so uncanny, and that is way easier to make you uncomfortable than than just scaring does.
It's why John Wayne Gacy is more scary of a serial killer than like Manson. A killer clown, someone who looks jovial but kills you is always more terrifying than just someone who looks scary.
Rapes your dead body and stores it in the crawl space.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Wayne. No, I'm not gonna start on John Wayne Gacy. Here's
I could talk about John Wayne Gacy for ages.
Yeah,
I
me
fucking
too.
love
John
him,
Wayne
mate.
Gacy and Ed Gein too. I have a shirt with Ed Gein's
man.
face on it.
The amount of money I would pay to own Ed Gein's fucking nipple belt, I'd
Or his
fucking
box of
I'd go back box of
boxes.
box of vaginas, yeah. Vaginas, yes. It is vagina. Especially when Ed Gein's cut it off a corpse. It's a vagina, thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, he's like known as a serial killer, but he didn't kill that many people.
he
It
killed
was
2
mostly
people.
an exhumer. I thought it was 3. It's mostly an exhumer.
Oh, it is 3, sorry, yeah, his mum, yeah.
Yeah. But super fucking interesting. And the skull bowls and their gloves.
Just lampshades made out of skin. What the fuck?
I know. It's so cool.
And it's just like, that's what happens when a person who's fucking deeply, deeply unwell is just left alone for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Just left alone. Like, could you imagine what would happen if we got all the fucking, like, if you just got someone who's just clearly so mentally unstable and was just like, no, you can have free reign in your own space. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah, I definitely started going a bit crazy when I was alone for a while there, when I was like 17 and stopped going to school and no one else was like, Mum lived somewhere else, Callum lived somewhere else. My friends come over heaps and then stopped coming over for a little while. I got so fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I had no one to bounce off, and I like started drinking my own Kool-Aid. I was like this ready to start a cult.
Oh man, when I worked my last job at a service station on a highway that got bypassed, and then all of a sudden I went from, seeing like it never got busy. I'd only see 50 customers a night to seeing 3 customers a night in a 10-hour shift. And I was just alone for 5 nights of the week for 10 hours on an empty highway in the middle of the night.
Like a truck stop. It's like, that's real. It's the beginning of a bunch of horror movies.
Oh yeah, I did like this.
You're about to send people down a shortcut.
Yeah, there was a whole shift where I talked to an M&M packet, like fucking. Like, what's his name? What's his name on it? Like, Castaway. Yeah, like fucking lost my mind. Was just like, I'm just going to talk to
Wilson!
And like at the start of the night, I was like, this will be a funny joke. And I'll be like, oh, I'll just pretend that I'm talking to this M&M packet. And then it cuts to like me at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was like, you know what? I just think because my dad hit me a lot when I was growing up. And I think it let me affect me too much. And more than I care to admit. You know what I mean? Yellow M&M? Attack on Titan. This has been the most derailed we've ever been. And it's a series. And we're talking about a series that we both hold so dear, which is quite funny.
It's awesome, though. I fucking love it.
Yeah, man. I think, for me, the thing that's going to upset me most about Attack on Titan finishing, not only the fact that it's finished, is that I know for a fact, because this happens no matter what the series is, no matter what the show is, the game is, no matter what anything is, when something ends, there's always a massive cry out about how bad an ending is.
Yeah.
And even though I think, in my personal opinion, is there an exception?
I was going to start saying things for a second.
I don't think there is an exception.
Lord of the Rings.
Yes,
Until
but then
they
you've
made
got to
The
think about The
Hobbits.
Hobbit.
No,
yeah.
I don't think about The Hobbit.
I spend most of my time trying to think about The Hobbit.
Yeah, I honestly watched the first half of that first part of The Hobbit. And, I'm not even going to.
Yes, but anyway. When
Attack on Titan.
When Attack on Titan ends and I inevitably go on and check the Reddit, I know...
You're betting that it's going to be a movie.
Oh, it has to be. Oh, honestly, the only way... Unless they do... And me and my wife have spoken about this at length. The craziest thing they could do is that they've pushed back an episode, an episode release date, and they've got an announcement happening at an anime convention on the 27th of March or something like that. They've scheduled a panel and they're doing an announcement. The craziest thing, so we know that's going to happen. So we know they're going to announce what's going to happen. The craziest thing that they could do, I think, and this is, I reckon there's like a 2% chance this happens, is that they go Attack on Titan season 4, part 3 at the end of the year. Yeah. And because when it comes down to it, if they've been doing these 12, 14 episode, season or parts of seasons, they've got maybe 9 chapters of the anime left after what I'm suspecting what will be the final of this little arc bit. I don't think they could stretch those 9 chapters into a whole season, a whole nother part of a season.
Yeah.
But I do think that would make a really nice movie. And there's precedent being set for an anime movie. I mean, we talked about Jujutsu Kaisen movie 0 at the start of this episode.
Yeah.
That's a prequel to the series that's out now. And Demon Slayer, a year ago, released the Mugen Train movie, which, broke box office records around the world. So there are precedents being set by these massive animes releasing movies that do really well and make a lot of money in the box office.
It's like, why not? I'll binge through fucking 8 episodes of that anime. Just now I don't have to watch the credits.
And also the experience of watching it on a big screen, I think, can't be understated.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
Could you imagine Attack on Titan at the IMAX? Oh. Can I just say, if they are doing a movie, can we make a pact to go see it at the biggest cinema we can find?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because that would be honestly one of the best experiences ever.
Yeah, no, I'd be so down for that. Yeah, fuck no.
But yeah, I think they're going to be. I think there's going to be a movie. I think they'll announce that the conclusion of Attack on Titan will take place in a movie. I think they'll go for I think it'll be an hour and a half long.
Yeah. I
don't think they're going to do, I can't see them doing a massive 3-hour movie.
An hour and a half long. That's essentially 3.5, 4 episodes tops.
Yeah. And think of the budget they could put behind that. If they know that releasing it, because now releasing Attack on Titan to streaming services, they don't actually make that much revenue through views and downloads and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially when people watch them on
illegally. I have a Crunchyroll subscription, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
You use my Crunchyroll subscription,
Crunchyroll subscription.
But if they release,
that's not legal though.
You can screen share. It's fine.
I use the Lords of Dogtown. We all have a shared account. We watch everything.
I pay $50 a month to make sure every person in Lords of Dogtown has a Crunchyroll subscription. Don't check my bank statements.
Gracious God.
Yeah, they've also got the opportunity, if they release it to cinemas, then they can make bank on a box office. And Attack on Titan's the most popular anime in the world. And if they're releasing... Yeah, it's the most popular anime in the world. If they're... One Piece might beat it out, but I think Attack on Titan is the highest rated anime in the world.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
It beat out FMA, which is tough because it's FMA.
Well, when are we going to do FMA?
Soon, trust me.
It's gotta be Brotherhood, though.
Yeah, of course. I'm not watching fucking the original. I ain't about that. If they release it to the cinema, to a massive audience, and it's the conclusion of the storyline. I know I said that word fucked. Conclusion.
Conclusion
of the storyline.
A moth comes out.
They're gonna make so much bank.
Yeah,
it's an insane amount of money that they're gonna make.
It's like people sell their kidneys to get that shit, man.
Yeah, yeah, it'd be fucking insane. So yeah, I'm banking on a movie.
In ages, so I'd off.
I went and saw the Batman.
Yeah,
this week.
Okay.
It was good. Check out What's Your Obsession for a whole episode I did about it. It was quite fun. I'm banking on a movie coming out. I think that when the conclusion inevitably happens and people fire up, I do think there's going to be a little bit of hate towards the ending.
Yeah, they always... Fans be fucking wildin', man.
And I think it's super unwarranted because even I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. I love Game of Thrones. I mean, I'm wearing a ring right now that says winter is coming. I've been wearing it for 4 years. I love Game of Thrones. I hated the last season with such passion and vigor.
Yeah.
That
what sucks for me so bad is that it spoiled the ending of the books.
Yeah.
I know what Jon's going to do. I know what Sansa's going to do. I know what Arya's going to do. I know what Bran's going to do. like it. They literally like George is like, oh, this is how I'm gonna end it, and then they like fucking copied down his like brief description of what it's got to end, and then just like shot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing, like the final season of Game of Thrones took about 7 years off my life expectancy, I reckon, just by how angry it made me in that moment.
It's like we live in the era where they could have fucking jumped off, done their fucking shitty Star Wars bullshit,
That they
jumped
got
back
kicked
on,
off,
yeah,
that they-
digitally de-aged everyone. It's like, man, I waited 4 years for the second season of Attack on Titan. I would have waited 4 years for the final season of Game of Thrones.
You wouldn't even have to they're fucking Hollywood actors. None of them fucking age at all. They're
but
all
they're-
bathing in fucking baby's blood every second day. None of
You
them fucking look
definitely-
any younger.
Bran would
Bran would fucking
change,
look old
'cause
as
he was
fuck.
still-
But anyway.
yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. They could have done that, but then they fucking ruined it.
But what I was saying is like that I still love Game of Thrones, even though that last season and the ending is really bad.
yeah.
I don't want people to hate on the ending of Attack on Titan and thus shit on the series.
Yeah.
Because I think no matter how you feel about the ending of Attack on Titan when it comes out, no matter how you're feeling, you cannot deny that the 80 or whatever, 90 episodes that have come before the ending have not been an actual masterpiece.
Yeah, it's like it's a masterclass of storytelling, essentially.
And like character development?
Yeah,
Like,
and
everything.
drive, and yeah, like we've gone over before. It's like there's the characters are so well fleshed out. Like they feel real. They have real motivation. They have real flaws. They have real like they're everything. They feel so real. Yeah.
There has been one moment in this season that, and I didn't like it in the manga, I didn't like it in the anime when it came out, is how Annie gets back in touch with Armin and everything like that. Where they're just Armin sitting down at a table having food, talking about Annie, and then
Annie!
he looks. I hated it.
Got her face full.
I understand why they did it. It's just one of those things, but
Bit of
it's
serendipity. That does
yeah,
happen.
it does happen. And like I've read heaps of people, and my wife has fucking berated me about this because she's like, things like that happen, and
My wife.
I know. And
You never
like,
say her name. I guess that's on purpose, but you always say my wife, and it just fucks me up, man.
I don't. Amelia, my wife, she, yeah, like,
That does happen in real life. She's right.
yeah, it does, but like, I don't know. There's something so purposeful about the rest of Attack on Titan where everything seems to be, as you said, it's like watching a chess game.
Yeah.
But that felt like the equivalent of like a bird shitting on like a rook and it falling over and someone like taking that rook off the board. Like, oh, I get that piece. It just felt like, oh, that was pure coincidental. And it just like, it happened and we're just acknowledging that it happened. And I was just like, it
Then
felt...
it turns out that the bird shat on the rook on purpose to set up a new fucking strategy.
That'd be crazy.
That's how it feels to me. It's like,
Yeah.
it seemed to be, this is the most random thing that's happened yet. Like, oh, she's just there. But it was like, it's so purposeful because otherwise she would have just fucked off and they
Yeah.
wouldn't have got like, yeah. Well, I guess you could have like, she met fucking Hanji later outside
Yeah.
or something like that. But no, I don't know. I think it was nice to have a little bit of that in the midst of like my depression, coming to terms with the fact that I'm in an abusive relationship with Eren Yeager.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's
no,
like,
but I still love him.
All those screenshots I have of that scene where he's shirtless and putting on his shirt in the sun and, he's got his six pack and his hair tied back up and he's putting on that jacket.
Yeah.
Like I still like looking at those, but it's like, it's hard now. Like, you're so hot, but fuck, you've committed genocide.
Yeah, he's got that swimmer's body, but
Yeah, no, dude's built like Thorpe. I fucking love it. I fucking love it.
oh jeez.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's fucking awesome, and because I haven't read it, I'm just like hanging out on how it ends. Like, I'm just fucking so keen.
Did the Levi get you when seeing him all bandaged and fingerless and fucking decrepit?
I never liked Levi.
Yeah, you haven't been a big Levi guy, have you? Which
he's
is
just a dick. He's just
I like Levi. I think
maybe
he's
because
great.
I see myself in him, short, dark.
Yeah, a couple of short kings out there getting it. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that dude.
Yeah, no.
Coney who's animated to look like me. It's like that's what I would look like as an anime character.
Yeah. It's crazy that you haven't seen this most recent episode because we could have so much to talk about when it comes to Connie. But anywho.
Oh, well, fuck, I'm sorry. I know, and I fucked around so much this where I could have watched it. And
You sent me like a video of you just like chilling on bed listening to like Linkin Park.
Yeah,
Like you could have
Linkin
just...
Park, My Chemical Romance.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, just...
You've always got time for a MyChem deep dive. Every month I just play I'm Not Okay like as loud as I possibly can and just be like, this doesn't mean anything, family. I'm fine.
Scream into Radiohead. Creep by Radiohead. Yeah. Yeah, no, I needed to... Man, I work in a very emotional environment. I need time to... I couldn't come... And even though today I had a fucking awesome chill day. It's like I can't come home from emotional ass work some days and sit down and watch Attack on Titan and just like... I'd just go and jump in front of a train.
Yeah. That's true.
I have too close to my house.
I have the exact opposite of that where like my job is like so mindless that when I get home sometimes I have to remind myself to like switch off autopilot mode. Like I've just been in autopilot for like 9 hours and then I get home I was like, no, I've got to actually like think about things that I'm doing. I can't just like be in my head. Like sometimes I feel like my body's doing stuff, but in my head there's just like an image of me sitting in a field with like, you know, those rainbow pinwheel things, just go just doing that for like that's what's going on in my head for 9 hours. It's just that.
I'm so lucky. The brief windows of time where my brain actually turns off is fucking amazing, man.
Oh man, my brain's fucking barely on ever. I've autopiloted my way through like 30, not even 30, like 27 years of my life.
I roll around with like generalized anxiety, so it's like hyper awareness.
Autopilot mode for life, brother.
Yeah, I like love. It's like, oh, I've had a fucking insanely disturbing episode. Oh, I'm dissociated now. Nice. It's like, sick.
Oh man. Well, we should probably wrap it up. I don't think
have like fucking 8 minutes to edit out.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
horrible things into the microphones.
Oh, that's fine. I'll edit it out. Yeah, this one won't be super long, but I'm glad we got it out because I wanted to talk about Attack on Titan before it wraps up. Yeah. Because I just wanted to, I think basically I just wanted to get your vibe of how you're feeling about it.
And I've been keen to jump on an Attack on Titan episode because, like, I dip out on most anime, but, like...
You can't dip out on
Yeah,
Attack on
I've been
Titan.
on this, since the beginning, yeah.
Do you think, last question, do you think there will be a series that rivals Attack on Titan in the next 5 years?
Anime-wise? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, because it's like the things I would put up in there is like Neon Genesis and FMA are up there with like
that's fair.
This in the fact of masterpiece, like.
And like Jujutsu Kaisen's amazing and great and stuff like that,
yeah,
but
I'm still just getting into it. So.
It's still like Jujutsu Kaisen's still, when you boil it down, it's still just a shonen. Yeah. Like it's a fucking, don't get me wrong, it's one of the best shonens ever made. It's beautiful, it's impactful, it's got great characters, great world, it's visually one of the best things I've ever seen. But at the end of the day, it is still just a shonen. It's doing shonen things in a shonen story to appease a shonen audience.
Yeah.
Where Attack on Titan is much more than, like, Attack on Titan would be amazing in every medium. You know what I mean?
Like it's a fucking novel. Like, it's definitely not like anything else.
Exactly,
it's not like, because that's the thing. It's like I put it up on there with Evangelion and FMA, but those two are so different, and then they're so different to Attack on Titan as well too, and that's why I think they sort of stand out so much, is because they stand alone.
Yeah, okay.
It's like they're not crowded in with a whole bunch of other shit. Like they're so uniquely good.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Attack on Titan sits there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think Attack on Titan's going to be sitting at the top for a long time to come. Like, I could potentially see, like, I know Chainsaw Man's coming out this year, and I've been fucking harping on about Chainsaw Man for so long. I do think Chainsaw Man will will have the same pull that Attack on Titan did initially, because it's an interesting concept. It's doing something super different. It's, you know, looking at a genre from a different angle, and it's, you know, it's very blood soaked. Like, it's a blood soaked anime. Which,
all of the panels I've seen.
yeah, it's fucked. I do think, like, initially when Chainsaw Man comes out, there's going to be a lot of hype and a lot of talk around it, and it's going to feel very similar to Attack on Titan Season 1 when it came out. But I don't think it's got this. I don't think it will have the holding power that Attack on Titan has, because
bunch
it's
of the Attack on Titan fans who are like not necessarily anime fans might jump onto that, but then like dive back out again.
Yeah, I think. And the thing about Attack on Titan is that it's no longer just anime fans that are digging Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's
everyone
the thing.
is.
It's like it's transcended that, like
It's transcended the genre.
yeah, which is a similar thing that like it's become a cultural phenomenon, like Game of Thrones did. It's like it wasn't people who don't watch Lord of the Rings or aren't generally interested in fantasy got into that.
Yeah.
because it was really fucking well done.
Oh, I could have hour-long conversations with my like 70-year-old boss at work about Game of Thrones and what we think was going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be what happens with Attack on Titan. Like,
Yeah, it's
people
a
might
cultural
not.
phenomenon. It'll be
Yeah.
a Harry Potter. It'll be a Breaking Bad. It'll be one of those ones where it's like, oh, you haven't seen that? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that. It's a cultural phenomenon.
And in like 11 years, it's going to appear on a Watch Mojo like top 10 greatest series you've never heard of.
Top 10 greatest series you've never heard it. Attack on Titan. Deep.
Man, I remember when I was basic and I watched Watch Mojo all the time.
Rob Schneider is a stapler.
Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. Make sure you leave a review for this podcast. I see the download numbers. I know there's a few of you fuckers out there. Make sure you leave a review. You can rate us on Spotify now. Give us 5 stars, or I don't need to tell you how many stars to give us. Give us how many you think.
One or more stars.
Well, I would say either give us 1 or 5.
I'd just say one or more.
I would be angry if
Or
someone gave.
5 or less.
I'd be way more angry if someone gave me a 3-star than if they gave me a 1-star.
You're an idiot.
No, I just would be.
Yeah, I know, and you're an idiot.
A 3-star seems so aggressive, where a 1-star is like, yeah, fine, I'm not for you.
How?
A 3-star's just
A
seems
1-star is 3 times more aggressive.
yeah, but a 1-star is just like, yeah, this isn't for you, and this like the thing we're doing right now is not for a lot of people. But a 3-star is like, oh, I like the format and you know the topics that you guys are doing, but I find your personality knocks off 2
Philip's
stars.
got a stupid name and his voice sucks.
Thanks for voicing all the voices in my head for once. Great, it's good to have that on a recorded medium. I'm not gonna play that little soundbar fucking over and over when I'm trying to sleep. Yeah. Anyway, we'll wrap it up there. It has been absolutely fantastic. That's not the sound, but I always do this. Anyway. Yeah, it's been fantastic. Make sure you leave us a review. You can get in touch with us at lordsofdogtown@gmail.com.
You know, there's a little bone I've had to pick since the beginning.
What's that?
I'm not in that intro. Josh is, John is, you are, I'm not.
Okay, I'll adjust the intro then. What I'll do is I'll put that clip of you saying, Philip, my name's dumb and my voice sucks in the intro. Alright, thanks for coming along, Tayo. It's been sick. You want to sign us off there, buddy?
Always great, brother. Stay dorky.
You.